We fancied something from a time when internal combustion was a thing of the future and steam made things move. So when we spied a coal-fired machine at auction, we got carried away without so much as a mere puff of research.
3,750. That it then? Here's the 4, be sharp. 4 on the left. 4,000. And that's the Bangers and Cash team. And good luck with that.
It was only after we sealed the deal we sought advice from Matthewson's steam oracle, Geoffrey Bubbles.
There's an awful lot of work to do. 90% of it will have to be made. These are blanks for making gear wheels. They've got to be turned and machined, which is quite a complex process. It would take a hobbyist 2 years. The day that this gets steam up, you'll not be doing somersaults. If it does get done, I'll make you an offer now. I'll bare my backside in the showroom window.
That would win over the parish council. So we made the decision to sell it on.
I remember you buying it.
Do you?
Yeah. I did think it was an odd choice. Well, good news. Sold. You sold it for £3,600 plus fees. Did you pay storage fees?
Best not mention that to Derek. After biting off a little more than we could chew, we added more coal to our fire and looked for something a little smaller and more manageable.
They are a work of art. Look at that. Look at the workmanship gone in that. That's absolutely lovely. And to think that that's a working model. You know, and you know, I'm ashamed to say that I've actually never seen one work.
So we picked up our favourite of those up for sale and leaned into the old adage of try before you buy.
So what we're doing here, Derek?
I'm going to try and light this here firebox. I'm going to get the light to go there. Firebox.
Not sure this is what you're supposed to do, Derek. Like an accident waiting to happen, Derek hasn't bothered to read the safety advice.
So what have we put in there?
Diesel. Petrol will be better. So I'm going to try and get this firebox going, hopefully boil the water, and hopefully create a bit of steam. There we are, we're away.
Now what happens?
You wait like a kettle to boil, don't you? I think it's burning, you know. Oh, it is, look. She's burning. She's going better now. Yeah, she's away. How about that? Oh, I'm happier now. I'm well happy now with that.
So it does work?
It does work, yeah.
Work might be a strong word, but it's exciting enough for us to want more.
Little steamroller there, 140, 160, 180 to mark, 180, 190, 190, 200, 220, 230. At £230 bid, are we all done and dusted?
Hammer down.
For the first. Second, 240, 250, back to more than at 250. At £250.
What's going on? Is it me?
At 250, yeah, I saw you nod. At 250, at 250.
I sneezed and he took a bid off me.
Third and last time Moreland's bid at 250, there you go. He's a good bidder, is that lad?
We brought our Mamod to the aptly named Steam Workshop near Huddersfield for Simon Hudson and his team to hop aboard our restoration.
We're restoring any steam vehicle, so to that end we've got a full-size steam locomotive that was built in 1924 by Fowlers in Leeds, went out to a sugar plantation in Australia. But we're also doing tiny little garden railway engines that take a lot less effort and work, and everything in between, so it's very eclectic.
Simon has pulled in Mark Ryan to help with our roller. First stop is down memory lane.
The first one I had was actually a Mamod like that, but as a steam lorry. And we did run that in the dining room of a friend's house, and it leaked meths all the way behind it. So that one went straight back to the shop, and I ended up with a traction engine version of this instead. Let's see what we've got then. Well, immediately, that's not original paint, is it? It's meths fired, not tablets. So it's an early one. And it's, as you said to me, it's got the
Got the reverser on it.
Got the reverser on it, which means it's one of the Mark II ones.
Well, I thought that whistle was the older model.
It is. That whistle is the original, which is 1961.
I don't think there's such a
I don't think there's such as original either.
Simon, you were saying it's fired by what?
So this is meths fired. You can tell because in here there is, mucky as it is, if I rub that, there is a slight mesh in there which allows the meths to burn without the surface of the meths actually catching fire. Quite often the modern ones, more modern ones, aren't meths fired because meths sloshes around, so it's dangerous, which turns out was fine in the 70s but not so good a little bit later on.
I think that generation of child were allowed this sort of thing. They had chemistry sets and amateur rocketry, and I think modern...
Sorry, amateur rocketry?
Yeah.
Did you never do that? I did amateur rocketry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's early learning Darwin theory, isn't it?
It is.
That's definitely had something different in there
Yes.
with all the black residue.
I totally agree. Far more oily than you would expect from one that's just had the correct meths in it.
Do not use paraffin, petrol, or any fuel other than methylated spirit.
That definitely includes diesel, Derek.
I bet the safety valve is completely knackered.
Well, the top looks like it's been bunged up.
So what's happened here is that whoever owned this decided it wasn't fast enough or scary enough. So this is a safety valve, and there's a spring here. So when the pressure inside the boiler gets up beyond 14 psi, can you see it can compress that spring? And what that does is it opens a little valve on the top, which I can't show you because somebody has sealed that completely shut. That should be brass-coloured, and a little valve on the top should be lifting. And it releases any excess pressure so that it can't actually build up beyond 14 psi and explode. So now it is a bomb that could burn your house down and take your arm off at the same time.
What more do you want for Christmas?
Perfect child's toy. It's on the smallest side of what we've had to deal with, but it's an interesting challenge. There's not too much technicality to it, but predominantly we're going to be making it safe because clearly, particularly with the safety valve, the last person who had this valued excitement rather than safety.
Important job.
Back over at the steam workshop, safety is still our #1 priority, and Mark is on track to dismantle our little engine.
Has it beaten you already, Mark?
No,
Are you sure?
no. Oh, we always get a lot of things pinging off and flying all around the workshop. I'm not used to working this small.
A steam engine is a very primitive thing, boiling water with a flame to make a piston move backwards and forwards. So it couldn't be any simpler from chemical energy into movement, mechanical energy. So in that very pure essence, it's a brilliant introduction to engineering and mechanics and how things actually work. So yeah, I think they had a place in the past. There's certainly a place in the future.
Simon, I think you've joined Mark at a particularly delicate bit of the operation.
I have. I'm just here to act as the backstop so that when that pings off, assuming, of course, it doesn't hit either of us in the eye or up our noses.
You mean like the last one did?
Yeah, exactly like that. It is a pain to get off, isn't it? We predicted it and yet failed to do anything about it. Probably still got paraffin in it. Have you tried lighting it? It's the only reason I started this business. Get to play with fire.
After losing a handful more springs and screws, our miniature roller was now in bits. Back where three-wheeled cars are a thing of the future, Mark has been busy bringing our roller back to its former glory. He's been buffing. And bead blasting. And while we were filming Simon playing outside, Mark was on with the paint job.
The paint we've actually got is pretty much exactly the same as the Doncaster Apple Green, which is on Flying Scotsman.
Ooh. And the rest of it we've
Just gloss black. The red is original. We didn't touch any of the red because it's a decent coat anyway. I have reapplied the red to the inside of the chimney because that was all shot blasted to get rid of all the old paint. So the inside of that, it's a vermilion red that we use a lot in model engineering. And yeah, I think that's turned out quite nicely. I think if you were to condense it down into time frame, it's a day. We've spent probably a day's worth of hours, but it's over 4 days.
So we better put it back together.
Well, we start the boiler. I think one thing I'm going to need to do is measure up and take some paint off, though.
The first thing you're going to do
is take the paint off. Yeah. only about that much. So it's just going to expose the bare brass on the bottom of the boiler. It's just to improve the thermal heat transfer from the burner pot, which is going to be underneath it, up into the boiler. You don't want it to go through the paint layer.
2 steps forward and 1 step back and all that. Let the rebuild commence.
That's mid-gear, so that's neutral. And then you've got forward, and you've got 3 different positions it can live in forwards. And then you've got reverse. So it's like, not only does it go forwards and backwards, it does it at 3 different speeds, forwards and backwards. For a toy, for a cheap toy, it's special.
With the Mamod complete, it's time to raise steam.
I think that's enough.
It's actually really difficult to pour it in there, isn't it?
Right.
Now we're all suitably soaked in meths. Right, go on, Im. That's it, it's lit. It is burning.
Oh, it's burning all underneath it.
So we're on fire. Should we move the bottle of mess?
That's it, it's out.
It's over full.
There we go. So that is now burning. It's just a waiting game now for a couple of minutes while it boils again.
After setting fire to the workbench, we thought it best to road test our new toy outside.
To you, to me, to you. Oh, getting fancy.
A 60s and 70s Christmas must-have. Running perfectly once again. The little engine that could. Let's hope the bill doesn't put out our fire. To buy, including tax and commission, cost us £295. Parts and materials were 65 quid. And labour came to £350. Bringing our total to a steamy £710. We've locked away anything remotely flammable and we're now ready to reintroduce Derek into the world of steam.
Righto. Here we go. What have we got here? Wait a minute. I think I remember this now. It's been restored up and painted up beautifully. An absolute picture. Really lovely. Too good to use. They're a working model, and it will work, I'm sure, because we nearly had it going.
It does work. Yeah. But we're under strict instructions.
Not to do it. No, I can imagine. I can imagine, yeah. The last thing, I suppose, guys like us do is read the instructions. We just go at it like a bull at a gate and generally cock it up. Wonderful. Congratulations, done really, really well. It is the Mamod steamroller. And
look at that. Look at that, John. How cute is that?
180, 400.
That's top money for one of these.
440.
Literally gathering a good head of steam. Any more of those to come? I'll get back to you. Thank you.
460, 580, £600. £600 and going then, £600 the way. 640, 720. Mark in Derbyshire, £720. You're buying it, 720. Sold.
Yes.
There you go.
Well done.
Well done.
That's good, John.
That's great.
And if you ignore tax and commission and the purchase cost and the restoration cost, we've made a load of money.
And the winner is Mark Futrell from Derbyshire. He's well chuffed with his steam Mamod